Podcast episode 20. That is right.
Squad Podcast episode 20.
We've done 20 of these.
Sorry, you said to follow your lead. I couldn't help it.
I just can't believe we've done 20. No matter who's saying it, it still sounds crazy. I thought we were being in this for like 5.
We made it 20, and no plans to like phase it out either.
No, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have Seth, which makes me sad because this is his day.
I know.
So this is a duo cast. But yeah, this is his day. It's not even his birthday, but it's Earth Day as we're recording this.
You know, here's what I like to hope. I know he told us he couldn't be here today. Maybe he's on some sort of Earth Day secret mission. That's what's happening in my head.
Like reforesting or teaching the world how to compost.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like unplasticking the ocean. Like maybe he's out there just saving dolphins.
He is saving the coral reefs. He could be riding a dolphin.
I'm picturing him in a helicopter hanging onto a bar off the side and just spotting beached whales. And he's like, "Go, we got to get down to that one," and putting them back in the ocean. Yeah.
Yep. Like Dolphin Tale, the movie.
What?
Do you know the movie Dolphin Tale? Oh my gosh. This is my girl's favorite. Well, it's Emma's favorite movie. It's about a dolphin it's a movie about a dolphin that washed up and they had to affix a prosthetic fin to it. And it had to learn how to swim with a prosthetic fin. I don't know. I won't go into detail, but let's just say we, as a family, have visited the aquarium where the dolphin named Winter lived. So I don't know. When you said like rescuing beach whales, that's where my brain went.
Love it.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I think you and I are pretty green. I mean, we're not sustainability masters like Seth, but are you celebrating Earth Day in any way?
I mean, I'll get out there and work in the yard. And the kids went and picked up a park today at lunch. Well, I had meetings, but they went with Ganny. I don't know. Everybody's has a weird nickname for their grandma. Like his grandmas don't want to be called grandmas anymore, I guess.
I thought it was like an organization. I was like, this is not one I was familiar with.
No, they're Ganny, grandma.
Okay.
Alex's mom,
yeah,
took them and they all went to music class this morning, and then they went to a park as part of her. Like, I think she has like the company she works for has like a corporate cleanup effort.
That's cool.
She works remote, so she went out and took the kids. They took trash bags to the park to go clean up some litter. They are, half of me, so they went and cleaned up. So I'd like
by default, you have done something for Earth Day.
But I will go out there and do something in the yard and get things cleaned up.
I feel like kids, I was thinking about this, like I feel like I live a pretty green or sustainable life. I mean, not terrible. I mean, I guess I always just sort of default to I work tens of hours of weeks in the green industry. So just by default,
tens of hours.
I was going to say hundreds of hours, but that's not true.
Tens of hours. Probably true.
40 plus, 40-ish.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like
12.
But it does come down to like how you raise your kids. Like, I don't know. When I was growing up, we weren't very sustained. Like that wasn't on the radar, right? Like I grew up in a steel city. Like I feel like pollution was just the way it was for generations. You know, when we got a recycling bin, I remember my dad like, what do we do with this?
Dude, I at one point heard about recycling at school. So I got a bunch of paper bags, set them up in our house, wrote like plastic, glass, the paper, and like had separated all our trash. And my parents were like, this is great for you, but like it has to go somewhere. We only have trash.
That's true.
So all of this mini recycling I was doing in the house, they were like, it's still got to go in the dumpster.
It ended up being commingled into the trash.
Yeah.
No, same here. But now I feel like, I mean, it's almost just the way of life, certainly for my kids. Like they would never think about littering. You know what I mean? Like, and I guarantee they did something at school today to pick up trash. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like instilling that sort of responsibility into the kids is probably how my sustainable legacy will go. I don't know. I'm sure we can make improvements. And I think that's probably what Earth Day is all about, right? Is getting better every year. I remember reading like the first Earth Day was celebrated at like Central Park and the amount of trash generated was like astronomical.
From the Earth Day celebration.
Yeah, from the Earth Day celebration. So I feel like we've gotten better in that.
I hope so. For the Earth.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is Seth's team at Ball is doing like daily lunch and learns with like activities for employees to learn and then put what they've learned into action. But I don't know what exactly they're doing because I'm remote. But I know it's something, and maybe next week Seth can tell us what's up.
Yeah.
But anyways, last week was fun, right? It was all or last episode, and we were all in one room, which was awesome. Be face to face, catching up, dropping all the wisdom like we do every week. But this week it's you and me. So I don't know. Let's get into it. Before we start, I do want to remind everyone to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you're not following us on Instagram at GH Squad Pod, better get on that. But yeah,
You already missed me on Instagram. I was back for 2 weeks, and now I'm gone again. So if you're sending me messages, calling me out personally, you already missed me. So get on there before you miss me again. I don't know.
did you enjoy your hiatus? So you've gone back to it. You just were like,
Yeah.
forget it.
Yeah.
Jenny dumped TikTok last week off her phone. I was impressed. I think that those kind of digital detoxes are necessary.
Yeah, and I'm not even like somebody's like, "Oh, I can't send you this Instagram thing. You don't want to look at it." It's not that I wouldn't look at it, like, 'cause I think I can still access it. It's just everything on there. It's time waster. There's nothing productive out of it for me, and I'm like, I got enough things pulling at me. I don't need that too.
That's true. That's true. And it's actually, I don't know about you, but I've had like a crazy week. Been working on this bio solutions guide.
Mm.
All the articles are coming in right at the deadline. So I've been working on that, just knee deep into it. And then doing a bunch of podcasts, these pick fours, of which you are the most recent guest that's been released. So I'll put a link to that in the show notes if you want to hear Mason and I get more serious than we do on this podcast.
I saw it was released. I liked it. I did not. I haven't listened to it yet because I don't.
Most people don't listen to episodes that they're a part of.
No,
I've
I'm
learned that.
terrified. So
Like, I've never driven in my car and put on a podcast that I've done. Like, that sounds terrible.
I did for the first couple episodes of this.
Okay.
To see how we sound and to see,
Yeah.
like, as more of not like, "Oh, I wanna listen to it." It was more so like, "How do we improve what we're
Yeah.
doing?" And
No, that's good.
I realized after the first 2 listens that, like, there was not much to improve on. Pretty much perfect podcast, so I stopped listening.
It's authentic, if nothing else. I'll tell you that much. But yes, I will put a link to the show notes to the podcast with Mason and I talking about real serious industry stuff. But I don't know. And I was thinking of what to cover this week. I was sort of going down some rabbit holes of trending social media content, which of course I will try to now apply to horticulture, which doesn't usually work well. But we'll see how it goes. Unless you have anything else, do you want to just jump into these?
No, let's jump in.
All right. Number one, I like this one. What is something that's completely overrated in the horticulture industry?
Overrated. I think it's gotta be along the lines of, like, window boxes, and, like, I like the concept, but I always like, in my head, I'm picturing, like, the long like, 18-inch long window box, right? And we used to sell a ton of them at the greenhouse, but as a homeowner
Like the plastic ones with the metal bracket that
we didn't even have a metal bracket. They were just like it was like a long rectangle we planted. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, where the heck does that go?
how do you like you can't do it, you just screw it into your siding?
Like, I mean, I guess
You
maybe
rip
like
the side of your house off. That thing's an 18-inch full of dirt. It's gotta weigh what, 25 pounds?
at least.
Yeah.
Like maybe I just haven't unlocked the where that goes. Like maybe some people have like because I know that there used to be
We
like
sold the brackets. Like we sold metal bracket like a kit. It was
yeah,
like
we
a
didn't sell
kit.
it.
They were probably like
We just
18
had a
inch,
pot.
36-inch.
Yeah.
But
We just had the pot. Maybe we even had like a little 12-inch too. Like they looked good and they were cute.
oh yeah.
And, like, I get, like, because there used to be, like, a window sill, like, or whatever you'd call it outside. They would hang off, like, underneath the window. Like, my house doesn't have that.
No, no. We have siding
So where are
to the
those
window.
going? Who are we still selling those? Who's
I think
buying them?
so. We actually, it's funny you say that. I was thinking in my head, like, I've never had a window box, but we did. So when we moved in, there was a railing on our porch. It had like a railing across the front, and there were two window boxes. They were big, probably two 36-inch window boxes made of wood. They were just like, I think they were built into this railing.
And
But
could you
a
just
couple years ago, Jenny's like, "Take that railing down, it's ugly." Cut the railing off and just painted over the spot on the posts. But so now we have no window boxes. But they were always a pain to plant because they didn't have good drainage
right.
at all, and there was a lot of dirt in there.
Could you just slide like, now I'm wondering where all these window boxes that I sold over the years,
I
where
bet you I could have dropped it in if I
and
wanted
we were
to.
selling drop-ins, and I didn't even know, ahead of
Mm.
our time.
Yeah, I agree. Totally overrated. And then you even hear like plants, like new varieties, like, "Oh, perfect for window boxes." And you're like, "Do I live in Switzerland?"
Right.
You
I
picture them
could
in
s
Europe, like
yes,
mountain towns. Like a Swiss chalet has window boxes.
not the Swiss chalet in Canada. But I think that's where, like, I was just thinking about that, I was like, we sold a ton of them,
Yeah,
and now, like, I don't know if I bought one where I would like, it would just sit on my porch, and then why wouldn't I just have a porch pot?
right.
That's also what we would call a mixed container, by the way,
Okay.
at the greenhouse. It'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I gotta make up some porch pots."
And what was in that? Vinca,
I mean,
like a spike and a
the
geranium?
standard porch pot, the Memorial Day porch pot is a
Yes.
red geranium, vinca, spike,
Yep.
and occasionally some what's the verbena, the old school one? Imagination,
Oh, yeah, maybe.
because it gives
That's
you a little
old.
blue, so you
Yes,
had
they're
your red, white, and
purpley
blue.
blue. I
Yeah,
was gonna
your
guess like a
horticultural
little
blue.
lobelia, like a couple little lobelia sticking out. No?
It would always that little
You're
bit,
like, "No, that was vegetative. That wasn't gonna happen."
no, well, yeah, we didn't we had, the seed raised lobelia, which just it got drowned out in there. Imagination at least would hang out,
Hang on a
but
little bit
most of
until
them
it
were
got
just
powdery mildew.
yeah, most of them were just vinca, spike, and red
Geranium,
geranium.
Americana.
Yeah, but then, like, we do other porch pots too, like, that were,
Mhm.
like we talked about, like, created at the greenhouse from
Yeah.
finished material.
I don't know. I'm gonna go overrated, and this is gonna really hope a lot of my coworkers don't listen to this. First year flowering perennials.
You just you're like, "Hey, Seth's not here.
I
Let's
don't
just
know. I
read
was thinking in
plum."
my head, like, and where I'm going with this is buying plants in full color. And I immediately was thinking of mums. So I almost said like full color mums, but I don't think that happens much anymore. Most of the time when I see mums at the garden center, they're just breaking color. So I feel like we figured that out.
Why
But
are
like,
you
I don't need to buy a perennial in full color.
but the
Like,
industry does. Like, imagine you weren't a plant person,
I
and you
know,
go to the garden center,
I
and you're
know,
like, "What's that plant gonna look like?"
I
"I
know.
don't know." "Well, I'm
I
not
know,
gonna
but
buy that."
perennials always used to have good tags. Big tag, it covered
Like,
like half the gallon pot.
are you sponsored by Big Tag?
I
That's what I'm gonna
know.
refer to it as now, Big Tag. You want non first year flowering perennials
I
just so
don't
we can bring
know.
back big tags.
Yeah, I
It's
think
Earth Day.
so.
You want more plastic tags out there?
I don't want more plastic tags, but there's got to be a savings in just the traditional overwintered perennial versus pushing it in a greenhouse. I don't know. Maybe not. All
I
right.
just like associating
Maybe that was a terrible take, but I also think big vegetable plants at retail can go away.
why?
Like the whole Costco tomato that's trellised with fruit on it.
I
I don't
think
know, because I feel like buying a 4-pack of tomatoes when you live in Cleveland is fine. It's gonna grow.
I
Go
like
planting them in a few weeks and
we used to
plant them
sell a
deep, and by, end of
we used to
July,
sell a
early
tomato in
August, I'm gonna have fruit.
a 600 with, like, it had we didn't put a cage on it either. We had I think it was like a bamboo hoop,
Okay. Yeah, probably.
but those things used to sell we used to sell them for 10 bucks, and so, I don't know. I'm half in on that one. I
Okay.
think the fruiting at the store,
Yeah.
unnecessary, but I think there's a lot of need for people that are like, "I would love a patio tomato plant,"
Mhm.
that don't have a pot. This hits it for
Fair.
them.
Okay, so then the next year you don't need to buy one because you keep the pot, you keep the trellis,
Sure.
you're good to go.
Yeah. It's a patio tomato starter kit is what it is. But
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be fruiting. That's weird to me.
Right. I agree.
Just buy at that point, just buy the tomato.
Yeah, go to the farm market, buy a tomato
I
from
don't know.
Tiffany. It's organic.
I ju
Overrated, compact plants.
y
See, now I'm going the whole other side, whole other end of the spectrum is these like genetically just super compact plants. I understand. Like I've been telling people, like one of the big introductions at spring trials is this Sun Patience Petite, but it's for a basket in the South. Like it has a very specific need, but like a extremely compact calibrachoa that grows like an inch off the top of the pot, not my
yeah.
thing. super compact coleus, not my
No,
thing. They're like, it doesn't require PGRs. I'm like, well, yeah, because it grows a half an inch tall. We
yeah.
saw a compact Biddens this year that was so compact that I mean, it almost looked like a ground cover. And I just couldn't wrap my head
Biden's is
around
compact.
why. Right. I just couldn't wrap my head around why, unless it was strictly for growing it in deep south where it gets unruly.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I almost said it, but I was like, I don't want to have to elaborate on it. So appreciate it. But yeah, overrated compact plants.
Hmm.
I mean, I hate the term pot tight, so it should make sense.
Yeah. Anything else you think is overrated?
Aprons. I don't really think they're useful.
Like for cooking or for working at the garden center?
Garden center. I'm like, I feel like that's like it's more hazardous than anything. Like,
Like they're
get
gonna get
yourself,
caught in the transplanter? Sucks
yeah, I
you
don't,
in?
and like somebody else got to tie them up. Either get yourself a nice fanny pack or a nice set of cargo
Mm.
shorts. Done.
Cargo shorts over apron all day.
Yeah, well, and at the garden center, when we used to go to market, I was the
Mhm.
fanny pack king because I was
Yeah,
making cash deals.
taking
I had
cash.
I had one zipper for big bills, one
Yeah.
zipper for checks, and another zipper for small bills to make change.
Now the guy at Lowe's with the I mean, it's sort of like a fanny pack. It's not like an apron that covers his chest. It's sort of a waist level, but with 2 pockets on the front. Is that apron or is that a fanny pack without a zipper? Is that overrated or is that super useful? Because I feel like I could wear one of those every day and I'd be really happy. Because I wear a lot of like gym shorts in the summer. I feel like if I had just like a waist apron,
Is
that'd
that
be
what they
super
call those?
convenient.
Like, I feel like those used to have a different name, like tool apron or something,
Ooh,
because
yeah.
I remember guys that would be working construction would wear those and keep nails in them.
That's like a tool belt.
No, but it wasn't. It was the like little,
Apron from
yeah,
Lowe's or Depot. Yeah.
yeah, and they keep nails in them. They just
Nails
pop
in
out
it.
the nails, ting ting ting. I think
Maybe,
that's
yeah.
I'm in on that. I don't know
All right.
understand why the apron has to go all the way up your shirt in a garden
Yeah,
center.
maybe we should get GH Squad waist aprons and give them away at Cultivate.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. I don't know. Cargo pants probably a little more useful. All right. Should we move on to the next crazy
Yeah,
question?
hit me with it.
This is probably along similar lines, but what is one industry related thing you would ban for a year? Just for a year, no one's allowed to buy, do, sell, have anything to do with these things.
Mm.
I'm going with metal fire pits
And why?
because I feel like so my neighbors behind me, we share like 4 yards, all sort of there's no fences, so we sort of have like a shared backyard space. We call it the Gable Creek Commune. Gable Creek runs through our neighborhood. But and the guys next door to me, we have like one of those like fireplace things made out of Unilock pavers, but they kind of just dug a hole in the ground and put a bunch of like stones around it and bricks, and that's the fire pit. And I like it. And they used to have a metal fire pit, and the metal fire pit got rusty, ended up looking dumb. Never sits right. It sort of looked kind of crooked and stuff. So I think metal fire pits need to go. You should just get natural with it.
All right. All right. I have something much bigger and much more provocative.
Let's go. Do you
Mulch.
have a metal fire pit first off?
No, we ours is
Okay.
it built into our patio. So
All right, cool.
it's brick. But
All
it
right.
does have a metal insert, I think.
Nah, it's all right.
Okay. Mulch.
I have mulch on my list also, but I have colored mulch,
No. All of
dyed
it.
mulch.
Too
Oh,
many
whoa.
too
I
many
would love to
people
just do away with it.
are out there covering up bad landscapes with fresh mulch every year.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm probably one of them. But I think that like this is where it's like let's expose everybody for what they really got going
Yeah.
on. Get no mulch, no colored mulch. Like it's probably good for the environment. I don't know. Imagine there's chemicals in some
Oh, the
mulch.
color, it's gotta be terrible. It's gotta be terrible. To me, it just looks like the front of a Taco Bell because they always used to have like that red, orangey red mulch.
We're always talking about
It
those
was like
free
chipped up
volcanoes.
pallets. It wasn't pine. It wasn't shredded. It was like chipped pallets or something. It just looked terrible.
Like we're always talking about those tree volcanoes that have like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
supposed to do it with your
Yeah.
mulch. Get rid of mulch for a year.
Yeah.
And then let's see what happens. I mean, this is imagine the crackdown on this because you got some guys that are just out there making their own mulch. But I mean, I'm just picturing like, and I'm not. I mean, we can't do this, and I don't want. I know a large percentage of landscape business this time of year is mulching.
Oh my
And I'm
gosh,
saying,
the mulch trucks are up and down my front of
I
my
know,
window all day.
and I know that that's a good part of their business. So I'm not actually suggesting it, but I think in my head, like,
Mhm.
mulch covers up a lot. Like, mulch is like makeup for your garden beds, and I
Yeah.
think, like, a year without mulch would allow me to be like, "Oh, alright, like,
Mhm.
that's what your garden bed looks like
Yeah.
in peak summer," you know? 'Cause a mulch
It's like a comb over.
it can make a garden bed that has 4 plants in it look fine.
Yeah,
It's like, maybe you need plants more plants so that there's not so much
it's
just
true.
dead space.
I like that. I wish that mulch didn't exist. Again, for the folks on the landscape side of the industry, I'm glad it does. Definitely a lot of people buying a lot of mulch. Mulch used to be like 20 bucks a yard. Now it's like 50.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the price of shredded wood has gone up, but it has. Understand that the gas for delivering it has gone up, but used to deliver, and I delivered a lot of mulch in my life. A lot. Drove a dump truck all summer for the garden center delivering mulch. But yeah, if it went away, I would not be upset. I hate mulching. I do it every 3 years. I feel like it's a
See,
waste of money, but it's man, it looks good when you do it. Like that
Alex
first week, you drive in front of your house and you're like, man, that looks tight. And then a
Alex
couple
makes me
weeks
mulch
later, all those weeds
every
come
year.
up because, you probably didn't pull them. You just sort of raked them.
Alex makes me mulch every year.
But
So
we've gotten into this,
so
but you buy
much
the bags.
well, yeah, I'm only
Yeah.
doing bags. It takes me
See,
about
when I do it, it's 5 yards, hardwood mulch dumped in the driveway.
I was gonna suggest something like getting rid of wheelbarrows, and basically to promote, like, a stronger society, like, you just
Wow.
gotta carry it all that way.
But a wheelbarrow is kind of a great tool.
But
I mean,
yeah,
have you ever watched a person push a wheelbarrow for the first time? Wait till your kids are old enough to push like a full wheelbarrow. It's hilarious. And now they actually sell wheelbarrows with 2 front wheels, which is ridiculous.
yeah, I think we had one in the garden center.
Well, I get it, like if you're moving massive things like for work, but like at your house, you can't push a
I have one
wheelbarrow
with
with
2
one
front wheels,
wheel.
but it's also it turns into like a dolly too, it's like
Hmm.
a converter. I can also lift a boulder with it, like, it gives me, like, a hang pulley thing. I've
Oh,
never
that's
done
cool.
that. I don't have any boulders, but
That's cool.
yeah.
All right. I'm going with a solar landscape lights.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like them. I feel like they're never bright. They always look crooked. Maybe I just in my yard, I mean, I'll be honest. If you drive in front of my house, my yard is nothing special. But I also feel like when I've had the nice landscape lights, they're always crooked, one's out. Maybe I've just always bought the really cheap ones too. But I feel like if you're going to do landscape lights, get someone out there to wire them in.
My thing with just those landscape lights in general is that, like, I have to not let what do they call it? Intrusive thoughts win, because, like, whenever I see them, I just wanna kick them. I just wanna,
Yeah.
like, punch
Oh,
them.
you want to kick them?
Just bam! Like, sit like, "It's good from 50."
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
they're the perfect height. Just
They are.
boom.
Yep.
So,
And maybe that's so when we lived in Chicago, I think I bought like 12 for 12 bucks. I'm sure they were at the dollar store. And they always looked like crap. But the girls would play soccer or we would play soccer in the front yard and the soccer ball was like drawn to the landscape lights. And I'm sure I've kicked a field goal with a landscape light before. Yep. All right. Anything else you want to ban for a year?
probably lots of things. Probably lots of individual plants that I'm just like, "Get it out of here." Like, I don't know, dahlias.
We had that discussion.
Yeah. Heliotrope,
Ooh, it's an interesting one.
yeah, begonias, just like the little ones.
Well, we're gonna have a discussion, I think, in the next question.
So, yeah, there's lots of individual plants that I would ban, but we could save that for another day.
All right. Well, then moving to the next question. What is one industry related thing that should never be upgraded? My number one is
You could
seed
say
crops like
begonias.
marigolds, begonias, zinnias, and impatiens. And I was started with begonias. I like little begonias. And I think when they're planted like in mass, they look great, but they've got to be planted in mass. They got to be planted close together. You can't just buy 6 of them and try to fill that space before you mulch it. You gotta buy flats and flats and flats of them.
I mean, I'm
They
not
look
opposed to
good.
that. I just growing begonias, it always like they're always
Oh,
like getting wet, getting moldy, like
yeah.
yeah. But
I
I'm
think
with you on annuals. I think that's a good one. Like get them, get packs, get flats, never change.
it makes me happy every year we redo the back of my mother-in-law's house, and they live on a river, and it's like full sun. It just cooks, and marigolds like African marigolds do so well there that we just load up on. I mean, I'll go garden center to garden center buying flats of African marigolds, and they're hard to find in flats. Like you cannot find African marigold flats at Home Depot or Lowe's. Like you have to go to a grower retailer who's producing them there.
Yeah.
Or actually Gales by my house they're not a grower retailer, but whoever they buy in from used to be Fort Myers. I don't remember who they buy in from now, but they get flats, get yellow, just big yellow African marigolds, beautiful.
Shout out to Fort Myers. I was on a call with Matt earlier today.
Nice. Zinnias, even like zinnias, gazanias, like
Oh, dude.
I love
Gazania is like an
that stuff.
underrated flower. And it's one of
Well,
those flowers
it's
that
to close
suffers
it.
exactly. And that's why it suffers on days where it's not fully sun
Yeah.
because people can't see what it is, so they don't buy it. Even
Mm.
though you're like, yeah, that first year flowering perennials, you might as well
Well,
hit
nobody's
through it.
putting a big tag on their gazanias either.
So
Pretty sure that's why they invented the tiny little tags.
yeah, my thing never upgrading. I went more with I'd like your answer, but I went more with like tools.
Mm,
Like, okay, hear me out here. We shouldn't be updating shovels.
agreed.
And I say that because, and people are like, how the hell are you gonna upgrade a shovel?
Oh, no,
The
they have.
thing that has become like a hit in neighborhoods like mine lately is those snow shovels that are like snow blowers in a shovel. Like it's like a robotic shovel. I don't even know.
I've never
Alice is
seen
like, "Do
this.
you want one of those?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." Like I have a snow blower. That's an upgraded shovel technically. I don't need a shovel that shovels itself.
Like, does it
So
I'll have to look this up.
yeah,
Like,
yes.
it's
And
not
so
like
like
blowing the snow behind you.
no, I don't know. It's like a robotic shovel. I don't know how to explain it.
I'm looking it up.
But I don't just a shovel is a shovel. It's good as it is. Just leave it.
It's a
We
good
don't
old Ames True Temper shovel.
the best upgrade on a
D-handle or straight? What's your choice?
straight.
Yeah,
A rubber tip at the end sometimes for better grip.
that
Um,
oh, come on.
yeah, I don't need it, but I will say I like when they're, like, used and they're kinda real glossy, like, so that, like, they don't like, if you throw it, you risk slipping out of your hands. Those ones always work the best. The last upgraded needle needed on a shovel already happened when they took the top of the spade part and they, like, curled it over a little bit to just give you a little bit extra boost for your foot.
Well, I
That's the
was gonna
last
say
upgrade.
that's for your to kick
Yeah,
or
that's the
jump
last
on.
yeah, the last upgrade that was needed.
Although I bought when we first so this would have been 20 years ago, when we first bought our house in Chicago, I went and to buy a shovel, and I got sucked in by this thing called the Shark, and it was like a straight shovel with teeth on the end, like big, like pointy
Yeah.
teeth on the end. And that thing was great. I used that for
For what?
years. It went through roots. So you could like if you dug that thing in and then jumped on it and jumped, it would cut through roots. And I'll tell you,
So
I
will a
brought it here
normal
when we
shovel.
moved. What?
So will a normal shovel if you
I know.
sharpen it.
I know, but this thing looked cool too. And when we moved here, I brought it with me. I broke that sucker in half, the handle, digging out some shrubs in front of our house just a couple years ago. I still have the shovel part. I just need to buy a new handle. But that inspired me to buy a mattock with a pick. So like one half is like, I mean, this thing's heavy too. This is probably 8 pounds.
Has the
It's like
spade, the other
has
half is
the
the pick.
spade side and the pick side, so it's a mattock, and that thing cuts through roots like they're nothing.
Just take a hatchet. I remember when I used to live with Reed, he needed a bush gone in his backyard. It was really a tree. And I dug down in there and I had a hatchet. And I used to just like I would shovel out as much dirt and I'd be and
You
then
feel
like
like a
try to
ninja.
rock it up back and forth like this until it'd break
Yep,
off the other side, rip that whole thing out.
nice.
But
I just found that snow shovel thing.
yeah, unnecessary.
Yeah, $200 for a battery powered snow shovel.
It's a electric snow shovel.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen such a thing.
And I'm afraid it's coming to the garden shovels. Now, don't get me
Why
wrong, I like
would
a
you do that?
different kind of shovel. Like a flat shovel, is it like a flat
Yeah.
tip shovel has its use. Like, but I don't need an electric shovel. And that goes to the same thing. The other thing I don't want to see upgraded is like wheelbarrows. We already talked about wheelbarrows. This is
Mhm.
the wheelbarrow episode apparently. But like my fear is that we are very close, but it probably already exists, to the like robotic wheelbarrow, right? We already have like robotic lawnmowers and that are out there, which I'm on board with it, whatever.
Yeah.
But that you like if you got to take a load of mulch somewhere else in your yard, you should be doing it by hand
Agreed.
or hiring the kid down the street to do it by hand.
Well, yeah, or having your own kids do it.
Here's my thing. Another thing. This doesn't even fit in, but I think that they should have a driver's test for lawnmowers, and you have to pass the push mower test before you can have a driving lawnmower.
So you're like super opposed to like crooked lines.
I'm just super opposed to people that haven't paid their dues on mowing lawn.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as soon as I could, yeah, my dad hated mowing the lawn. It was like one of his least favorite things to do. So as soon as I could mow the lawn, I mowed the lawn. And it's
We fit,
funny, my youngest daughter, Paige, mows the lawn for the people across the street. They go out of town. They go up to Canada for like, she's a teacher and I don't know, he works from home. So they go up to this cottage in Canada for like months at a time in the summer. And she's in charge of mowing and it makes me happy. I'm like, yeah, she's a teenager,
yeah,
mow the lawn. I went over, I showed her how to do it once. I mean, and now she's down to where she's like very conscious about the straight lines and stuff. And of course, they're gone. They don't even care, but she cares. I'm like, yeah,
see,
straight
I
line.
don't care about straight lines. I just like there's something to pushing a lawn.
Do you go different directions? Do you go like side, like north, south, east, west, diagonal? Do you rotate like that?
I go in a circle. I don't know if that's appropriate or right, but
I
like
don't know.
I guess I go in a spiral because but the problem is when you get real tight, like can't make that turn anymore,
Right.
and so it gets messy. But
And you
like,
just have
yeah,
to go.
you're just making a big square around your yard till you get to the center.
You do not do that.
That's 1,000. That's got to be what most people do, right?
No chance.
What do most people do?
Straight lines,
Yeah, but how?
back and forth, up and down.
No, I divvy out my yard because I have two sides of my house, and then I picture it in four quadrants: front right, front left, back right, back left. Because I
Okay.
divvy it up because there's a fence that divvies the quadrant from front to back.
Mhm.
So it's essentially now there's obstacles in there.
Right.
It's essentially I'm doing four spirals and four squares.
That's very odd.
That's got to be how people do it. How else would you do it?
I have no idea. I don't even believe you at this point.
No, that's that. Like, I guess this is one of these things where
Like, I do a border, I do like an edge, but then I'd go up and down or back and forth or
I take that.
diagonal.
It's like I'm doing it in a race car. Like I just keep going around and around and around, and like doing the next, keep going, edging closer to the center. But then when you get
Wow.
to the center, like you got to do like one, like you got to go. It gets into a mess because like you can't make those turns anymore.
I was gonna say, I feel like this isn't not an efficient way to mow.
I don't know. That's kind of why I'm putting it out here on the podcast because I feel like I don't do it efficiently. And I have a riding mower now. I passed my push mower exam. So what?
You have a riding mower?
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
What? I got a decent sized yard. It was taking me 2 hours to do it by hand.
That's a
Probably
nice
going
2
around.
hours. Yeah, I was gonna say that's an hour and a half, unless you
No,
were doing it in an efficient way.
it takes me an hour to do it in the riding mower. So I'll say this: I bought it used. Bought it from a guy down the street for a couple $100.
Fair. All right,
That
fair
minute,
enough.
yeah.
All right. There's a
I
guy
get-
who lives
he
2
put
doors
it.
down from
He
me who
put
has
a
a John
twisted.
Deere riding mower on a quarter-acre lot. We
He
live on
put
a
it.
corner, so I've got, like, closer to a half an acre, but his lawn would take 55 minutes to hand mow or to push mow.
Think about this. I got this riding mower, and he sold it to me for a couple $100. He put a twisted T in the cup holder when I bought it. He was like,
Fair.
and then it broke before I ever got to use it. Like I bought it in October and it wouldn't start. And then I was like, hey, I think you're like, well, I haven't actually talked to him much outside of this experience, but I was like, from being in your garage, like I got a feeling you're more of a gearhead than I am. I was
Yeah.
like, lawnmower's busted. Do you got one of these lights? And he came down, he felt really bad about it. I was like, don't worry. I know these things, like this
Yeah.
is how this small equipment works. And I was like, I just need to know which part's broken so I can put it back in. And so then he felt really bad. And he tested it and was like, oh yeah, it's it. We got to the point where it was the solenoid and he was like, I'll buy it. So he bought my solenoid after the fact. It's a good neighbor.
All right.
Well, left another twisted T with the solenoid. I'm not a twisted T guy, but it was the thought that counts.
I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind the riding mower for a suburban lot, but Fair enough, you do you.
Everyone has one, Bill.
I understand that. I'm just different than other people, I
Yeah,
suppose.
apparently you don't mow your lawn in a spiral.
I do not mow my lawn in a spiral.
I
It's
even
like
did
a
that on the push
lobster.
mower though, so it's not just a riding mower thing.
Huh. Feel like I should try maybe I'll try that. But it's gonna be hard. Like, I have a pretty solid routine that I do when I mow the
Just
lawn.
create, even if your yard isn't square, you just create the spiral.
No,
Like,
I
you're like,
understand, and I've got do squared off when I do diagonal cut because it makes it look cool, but
I don't even know what
alright.
it means.
Another thing that I don't think should ever be upgraded, I agree with the wheelbarrows, I agree with shovels, uh, the plasticata pots, like the cheap plastic terracotta looking pots. I love them. 'Em. They're my absolute favorite. I think they always look good. Nobody
Hate
else
when
agrees with that.
hate when somebody slams them down and the
The
lips all chip.
bottom bra
Oh,
I
the
know,
bottom
and
pops
mine
off?
mine look that way. I've got some the ones that I plant, like, patio tomatoes in look that way, but I just like them. I think they always look good. I don't think you need a decorative pot. Not there's no one else in my family agrees with this, but they also aren't going up to Menards to buy new pots,
Yeah, right?
so the plasticata pots I think are nice, they're good enough, and I've
Agreed.
had so some of them I've had for years and years and years, and, like, they're so brittle, but
I got a stack of 50 of them in my garage back from when my parents were still doing the greenhouse. I was only growing in containers. And so I was like, you need this case of pots? And they're like, no. So I took them 12
like
inch.
12 inch? Yeah,
Yeah.
see, those are the best. They're the
And
best.
the best part about the guy, yes, I agree. I hate this when we go to like somewhere to buy pot, like buy plants. And I'll be like, ooh, that's a nice pot. Or I'll be like, that's a nice planter. And then
Mhm.
Alex will be like, yeah, but what pot are we going to put it in? And I'm like,
Mm.
staying in
Yeah,
that pot.
yeah.
But,
If the plants look nice enough, the pot doesn't matter.
funny
I
story.
have some nice pots. I do. We have some really nice
Same.
ones on our back patio, big ones, like ceramic, blue, it's awesome. Got some nice ones for up front, but for the most part, 3/4 of them plasticata.
Funny greenhouse story about those pots, though, is that there were a couple of years where there were some teenagers, I might have been involved, maybe put a little too much Terrasorb
Mm.
in the container,
Yeah.
and then, like, you'd go to set a pot down, and it'd just explode because there was just all of the jelly in there, like, it was so wet
It's
and
so
it soaked
awesome.
up.
It's hilarious.
Like, because sometimes it would pop up through the top and it'd be like, "Hey, you're, like, putting too much in there because like, it's ruining the planter." But, like, if you put it deep enough, like, it wouldn't
Yeah.
go through the top, the soil was too heavy, but you set it down and it
It
just
would just That's great. Love it. Love it. All right. Next question. What is a gardening or flower or plant related thing that feels illegal but isn't?
mm.
I thought of this like maybe you starting seeds in your basement under grow lights.
Yeah,
Seems like it should be illegal. Probably seeing those lights glowing from the basement when you drive past. Probably not illegal anymore, but 10 years ago, looking pretty illegal.
yeah, and I'm gonna preface, I got tomatoes and peppers growing, so it looks
Okay.
illegal, but it
Yeah.
was
Is not
never illegal.
right.
Yes.
Right. And that's the point of this. It looks or feels illegal, but it isn't.
That's a good one.
I also have another one, garden club plant sales. Think
Probably
that
are illegal, technically.
people digging up, like, I don't know, I bought a bunch of daylilies when we first moved in because I needed something to fill space.
They're
And
illegal when you dig
I
them up
bought
at
them
the
off a lady
cemetery.
for like, it was like cash. And she clearly had dug them out of her yard and wrapped them in like newspaper. And I was like, can I get like, can I get like 12 daylilies? And she was like, all right, like they're in bunches and we'll do like
You're gonna pay me,
dollar
and you're gonna go
50
down the
per.
street to a guy
All
in a
right.
pickup truck, and he's gonna
Yeah.
give you the lilies.
Exactly how yeah, she's like, "I'll give you my come by the house, have them out in the front." Talk to my husband, like, "All right." It was like a Craigslist deal for daylilies. Totally felt illegal, but was about the most opposite of a legal thing, me buying the divisions off of a 75-year-old lady in the neighborhood.
Except for she dug them up at the cemetery, so it was illegal.
Stuck on public property. No, no.
Okay. Um, I here's something, is that it feels illegal, and in some cases probably is illegal, but, like, growing poisonous plants, castor beans and such,
Mhm.
like, they're not illegal to grow, but, you if you eat it, like, it's very poisonous, and
Yeah.
so that to me always kinda blew my mind, but, like, I sometimes I'd have anxiety when I was a kid, like, selling these plants, and I was like, "Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, look, are these people gonna eat these plants? They're gonna, like, die, and then so they're gonna come back to me, and they're gonna throw me in prison." like that's not the case. I made it. Still, yeah, that's plants do all kinds of crazy stuff. The government really only cares about stuff that impairs you or
Yeah,
that they want that
not
they
the ones that
tax you
kill
on.
you.
Yeah, yeah, they're not.
Well, I remember when the whole salvia, I remember when it was like if you smoke
Look at
or
the
something
salvia,
salvia, but it wasn't like garden salvia, and I forget what the salvia was that
divinorum.
yeah, okay. But it wasn't like the standard salvia you get in the burpee seed packs, but
No,
people would like I was working at the garden center and kids would come in like, looking all around and like buy like a packet of salvia and you're like, cool, buck 99, like 213 with tax out the door. And my boss would be like,
I
yeah,
think
we
it
know
was
what they're
closer to
doing with
like
that.
a perennial salvia.
Yeah.
It was ugly. I thought it was, Seth wouldn't like that I said that, but it looks like a perennial salvia, meaning it was ugly. The best salvias are the big cardinal red ones. Those like
Classic.
annual ones.
Yeah.
They look like pine trees kind of,
Yep.
but they're red.
Yep.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. Those are cool. I also think that folding saws feel illegal.
Like the
Like
jackknife kind.
yeah, with, like, the wooden handle, and they have, like, massive serrated, like, blades on them. Like, I feel like that's the kinda thing, if you had it, like, in your car, like, by your seat, and you got pulled over, you're going to jail. They're not gonna believe that you were just using it to, like, clean up the arborvitae in your backyard
I'd
because
say
they
the
look
same thing
wicked.
for like
You
a
fold them
hatchet.
out, and you're just like yeah, it's like the Grim Reaper.
I'd say the same thing for like a big axe or a hatchet. Like I've done a
Mhm.
lot of like work around with those, and I like put them in my truck and throw them in there. And I'm
Really.
always like, "Is this a yeah?" Like, are you an axe? Do you look like an axe murderer? Like when you have this? I don't know.
I used to have a pair of like hand pruners and they were Fiskars, but this was the worst invention ever. They were like hand pruners, but like on the outside of the blade, one side was like a blade and the other side was like serrated. But like they were pruners, so like the inside was like the scissor pruner type, but then the outside had a blade on it. So like when you put it in your like I can't tell you how many times I put that thing in my cargo pants and it just like cut the pocket. And you're like, "Are you serious?" But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, but that never felt illegal. That just felt like a terrible invention.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's all I got for things that feel illegal.
Now, like I
I
when
do
you
think it feels weird to say clematis.
not illegal.
Not illegal, just awkward.
It's interesting because when you framed this question, I was like, I don't know. There's things that are it's cut and dry, right? The law is cut and dry,
Yeah.
and I was like, maybe it's not. Maybe there are things that feel illegal that you're like,
Mhm.
apparently. Oh, here's one that is illegal that doesn't feel illegal. I don't know if it's illegal, but you're not supposed to do it. It's like I hate that yard waste can't go in your trash.
Yeah.
Why does it?
You
Why
gotta
can't
hide
yard?
it in there. You have to, like, hide it under some other
Yes.
stuff.
Like, why can't yard waste just go in the trash? Why do we gotta
Yeah,
have another separate bag? And I say that,
agreed.
and they're like, "Well, you gotta compost yard waste." What's it doing in the trash heap if it's not composting?
Right. It probably helps break it down. Like it probably heats up that compost. But I will also say another thing that drives me crazy is that there's like a weight limit on the yard waste cans. So like I removed a basketball hoop last year,
I
put in
can't
a
put
new
that in yard
basketball hoop.
waste
No,
just
no,
because
but
it's
you can
in
put
your
the hoop,
yard.
but you can just put the hoop out on the lawn. But I dug out like where the concrete was and chipped out and jackhammered out all the concrete. Well, there's really nothing to do with that. So I like put it into my yard waste can.
The
Well, apparently
concrete?
it's too heavy. Yeah,
Can't you just put
concrete
that in
and
the trash?
dirt and stuff. Well, so I put it and they left a thing saying your yard waste can't weigh more than 40 pounds or something. And I was like, come on, like this is ridiculous. So then it was a battle. Like, so then I'd put a little bit in each week and they still were leaving it. One time I dragged it across the street to my neighbor's yard to try to catch them on the other side. Like maybe they would like when the truck came around, like this is a thing. And then eventually I started throwing it in our trash can and covering it up with some stuff
Yeah,
and they took it because they don't lift that can. That's lifted by the truck.
I
But I
know.
agree. I feel like you should be able to throw yard waste wherever you want, whenever you want.
Absolutely.
You should be able to take it to like the park and just dump it. It's
Mm,
organic.
I don't know. Well, uh, I thought about this when we were talking about Earth Day. Littering. Is
Mm.
it littering if you're eating a banana in your car and you throw the peel out the window?
This is a big debate in the Calkins house because my wife eats a lot of apples. She's a teacher. Teachers
Yeah.
eat apples. We know this. And she throws the apple core out the window.
Yeah, so would I.
And the girls are like, Mom, that's littering. And she is like, it is not littering. That breaks down or gets eaten by a varmint of some sort. Like, that is not, that is the opposite of littering.
Agreed.
I mean, it's not invasive.
No, that's where, like, maybe I draw the line at banana because, like, it's tropical, but, like, an apple is like, I can go pick an apple.
But that banana is not going to like grow.
No,
I don't
no.
even know how bananas grow. Do they grow from a seed or like,
Yeah, but the ones we eat don't have seeds.
okay. They're so,
Well,
they've
alright,
got to be
hold
so
on.
genetically manipulated at this point. A banana, that
This
banana,
is
not even a banana.
this is the banana 30-second
All right.
time, and bananas are actually like, and again, this is Mason's facts, so that you could prove me wrong, AI. I'm fairly certain that all the bananas we eat, like the Cavendish variety,
Yeah.
are essentially genetically identical, or
Hmm.
were. And that was a huge problem because, like, with diseases and keeping diseases off these islands that they were grown on, because they were essentially clones, and they were bred so that they didn't have seeds. So to say they're raised from a seed, they're not. They're clones. But I know that there was work being done, and that's why we see genetic diversity at the grocery store now
Hmm.
with bananas, like different kinds. But like
Okay.
back in like the early '90s, like it was like all Cavendish bananas. Essentially,
Yeah.
if you were to test it, it's the same banana plant, even though
Hmm.
it's different trees.
Interesting.
Banana 30-second over.
Over. Yeah. Do you, I mean, you don't think that's littering, do you?
No, I stopped doing it though. So for all those
Oh.
people out there, they're gonna be like, "What the heck?"
I mean, throwing a plastic cup out the window is littering. Throwing
Yeah,
your apple core out the window is not.
and you think so or no?
No,
Then
I
what's the
don't think
debate?
that's
Your
littering.
kids think it is?
Yeah.
They're wrong for
I
that.
think, yeah.
I don't
When I
even have
eat a granola
apples in my
bar, I
fridge anymore.
shake the wrapper out the window too, so
Mm,
that the little granola pieces don't end up in my car.
that might be littering.
It's not littering, it's natural.
Could be. Is it?
I also, if there's a little bit left in the coffee cup, I'll dump that out the window at a stop sign so it doesn't end up in my car.
I'll do that.
Yeah. No. If it's
Alright.
natural, it's going out the window. I mean, not at my house. Like I don't finish a banana and just whip the peel out in the backyard. That'd be
What is
gross.
it? Is it Anchorman where he just hucks that burrito out his window and it's the guy in the face?
The guy comes and kicks his dog
No.
off a bridge.
This burrito is delicious, but filling.
Yeah, it's great. All right, last one
Okay.
because we've got to wrap it up here. What instantly dates a yard or garden? Meaning
Oh,
like old school. Like when you walk into a house and there's shag carpet, you're like, wow, that house hasn't been updated since 78. What dates a yard or garden?
alright, I'm gonna change your question because I read it wrong earlier and I loved my examples. I'm changing it to what instantly dates a garden center.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I think it's counters.
Mm,
The kind of like where the checkout is, what they've got going on at checkout, I'm immediately like, this garden center hasn't been updated since 1972. Like this is the same old like 2x4 construction with this like old like
Formica, like a
yeah,
formica
formica
top.
or linoleum top, like
Yeah.
that's peeling at the corners and there's
Yeah.
bugs crawling out from underneath it.
Yep.
Yeah, instantly
The
dated.
garden center that I worked at had that, and it was awesome. It was really good for paper football because, like, I mean, it had been worn down, but
Okay,
not that we ever played that on the clock hours.
the
But yeah,
next
and sometimes what goes on the counter too. Like if
yes,
you go up and it's like an old, like yellowed, like cash register, and you're like, and they have like the old like MasterCard sticker on it, and you're like, I don't even think anyone carries MasterCard anymore, or
yep.
Discover, or Diners Club. But then like there's also like a rack, right? There's also like a metal rack that has like little decorative things that nobody's gonna buy. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Should be clean. It should be cool. Should have like iPad, like take square.
So the other thing that dates a garden center for me, this is maybe TMI, is the bathroom, if they have one, the handle on the toilet. And I say that meaning that, envision this, like a toilet in the bathroom,
Mhm.
but it has like it's like a handle that looks like a table leg, but it like gets skinny and thick. It's like a round cylinder, but it's
Yeah,
not just like a flat piece. It's
right.
like it was like a decorative piece. And if they have that on their toilet in their garden center, I know that garden center hasn't been updated since at least 1990.
Oh my gosh, that's classic.
And I thought, and that's why I was like, well, I'm changing the question because I thought way too hard about these answers. So
now you got me thinking, like, what do I think dates a garden center? But I was going with like what dates a yard or a garden. Like if I pull up to someone's house and they have a concrete goose out front,
And
especially if
they decorated for the seasons.
decorated for the seasons or the weather. That being said, I would like to have one in my yard because I think it would be ironic and cool.
Yeah.
Same side at the same level, I think like gnomes and gazing balls and stuff like
Mm,
that. I do have
birdhouse.
a glass ball in front of my house.
You
We
do.
bought that for my daughter when she was little. She really likes it.
In 30 years, they'll be saying the same thing about those big Sasquatches.
That's true. And then the one that I thought, and this incriminates me and my family and probably a lot of people, is fern baskets. So I put Boston ferns,
What's wrong with that?
4 of them right in front of the house. They look great. They look classic.
Same, but I only do 2.
But I do think it's a little bit old school.
Is it? I always think it looks tropical.
Mm,
But I
interesting.
also put a giant well, until it died, I had a giant alocasia out there that I
That's
was
cool.
growing indoors,
That's the opposite. That's cool and trendy.
and then it got like a it got mold it, like, got a fungal problem
Mm.
in the root, kind of. I don't know if it's a corm or whatever the big thing is.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
sad.
don't know. Sometimes those kind of things, they're traditional, maybe old school, but for a reason because they're good.
Yeah,
Like the Mandevilla by the mailbox, like you cannot go wrong with that. Wow, you just gave me a look.
Mandeville by the mailbox? Who does
Yeah,
that?
climbing up the mailbox.
I don't have a mailbox.
How do you get your mail?
We have a it's like
Yeah, HOA. So you have your little like community area where all the mails go.
well, it's not it's still a mailbox, but it's a mail, like,
It has a key.
boxes.
You have a key for it.
Yeah, but thankfully that on mine is, like, right where my mailbox would be
Yeah,
for the whole neighborhood, so I have
it's across the street.
yeah,
I know where it is. Yep.
but what's lame about that is the dog never shuts up because everybody's always getting their mail, and he's always like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." Somebody's getting their mail. So, yeah,
That's good.
always. And the kids are always like, "Oh, who car is that?" Like,
Who's out there? Like,
yeah.
there's a male
They're like,
person.
"Oh, that's Ben's mom." Like that, just like, "Oh, thanks." Like Sheriff Sammy just watching the neighborhood.
I see. I would like that. I like to keep an eye on what's going on in front of my house. So I kind of like to have that purview of what's going on in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Hmm. I
I've
only
got
can see, I see like 3 houses out my window, and I know everything that's happening at those 3 houses. There's Todd. Todd's a Jeep guy. He's got a bunch of Jeeps, like Wranglers. Good guy. Deadhead. Good guy. Across the street is James, divorce lawyer. Interesting guy. 2 grown kids are in college. To the left, Becky and Danny. They got 3 kids, younger than mine. Their oldest just started driving. Good folks.
I'm
She's
gonna
a
guess your
teacher.
neighbors are not
She's a
listening to
teacher.
the pod.
He's a retired Secret Service guy.
I'm gonna guess your neighbors are not listening to the pod.
No, probably not.
You're just like, bing, bang, go.
Just calling it out. They might be. I don't think they'd care. They wouldn't. Not them. But anyways, I think we covered hot takes. Do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to my buddy, Alex Duke. I went to his wedding this past weekend.
Oh yeah, you were in Pittsburgh
I was in Pittsburgh. Shout out to the city of Pittsburgh. It was a good
for sure.
city.
Besides
I
their
went
sports teams, good city.
what?
Besides their
Otherwise,
sports teams.
sports teams. And the draft is there this week, the
Mm,
NFL draft.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I flew out to Allentown Wednesday last week, and so was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Met with some customers, suppliers type deal, and then had a great conversations with all my office gang, which is awesome. Like I wish that I lived closer to them, just because it's always great to go into the office. And then made the trek across the state. Saw some interesting territory. But Pittsburgh was great. Shout out to the city. Shout out to the state. Yeah, shout out to my wife for watching the kids solo that entire time. And she won't listen to the podcast. It's okay, but she's a champion for doing that. And yeah, I'm good to be home though. Good to be home.
nice, nice. Well, I don't really have any shout outs. I was thinking, I don't know. I guess shout out to the authors in the Biosolutions Guide for finally getting me their stuff somewhat on time, so I can put this thing together this year. It's gonna be good. If you're into bio IPM and bio based approaches to crop protection, watch your June grower talks or get it in Cultivate, which I think we got to do a Cultivate preview here pretty soon, I would think.
I just keep thinking about bio solutions and in my head, like, what if you took the I out and it was just BO solutions? And I'm like,
Mm,
dude, that's
yeah,
be a great
I'm a
mix
feed
up.
stick guy. Like, I don't know, like shower.
Patchouli, really into patchouli these days.
Yes, yes, a car air freshener like in Tommy Boy. Oh, well, I think that's it for episode 20. 20. I think, yeah, I'm still impressed that we made it to 20, but it is always nicer to have all three of us together. Shout out to Seth. But it was fun. And to our listeners, thanks for watching. As we keep repeating, we want to connect with you. We are getting some good comments. We got another guest coming up here sometime in the next few weeks. We're going to talk about flower shows, but comment
Mm.
about what you like and what you didn't. Throw out some ideas, topics to discuss. Watch us on YouTube and Spotify. Listen on Apple Podcasts or Amazon Music. Best way to get in touch. Follow us on Instagram at GH Squad Pod. Reach out to us individually. Do not reach out to Mason on Instagram. He won't hear you. And lastly, be sure to like, subscribe, follow, and all that. Be a friend. Tell a friend about the show. But Mason, has been real. Have a good rest of your week.
All right, you too, man.
Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.